Allied troops march triumphantly past the ancient Colosseum as the fabled city of the Caesars is liberated. These are the first pictures of the American and British armies which battled northward from Cassino and Anzio. Cheering Italians, after long weeks of siege and Nazi oppression, line the streets to greet them.
This pigeon's an imposter. This medal's the result of political influence. He has friends in Washington. To be blunt about it, in the White House itself. Let's go back to the beginning. And despite that idiotic ceremony, I'll prove to you that that pigeon is no more a hero or a fool than any of us who were caught up in that crazy war in Rome in the spring of 1944. After the fall of Mussolini, the Nazis marched in and took over the city from their former comrades in arms. His food and pigeons disappeared from eternal Roma. Hungry Romans angrily went underground to fight the Germans, bicycling bombs around the city. Old-fashioned, but effective. The German reaction was typical. All bicycles were banned from the streets of Rome. The Roman reaction was also typical. The law didn't say a word about tricycles. The Italians were doing so well by themselves, the Allied Fifth Army decided to help and landed on a beachhead at Anzio. The Romans learned the happy news that friends were on the way as soon as we bombed their reservoir. 3 months later, the Allied armies at Anzio hadn't advanced an inch. Although I did lead my unit on a few short hikes into the pleasant countryside to persuade some German tourists to come back with us.
Detail! 10, hop!
The Germans responded instantly, showing the high quality of their basic training. As for my own men, they were worn out from long hours of writing letters of complaint to their draft lords.
Detail, halt!
All right, you dirty... You caught a few snippets. You've got another. Next, that does that to me. Get the butt of this next time one of you jerks... You think you got a right to see just caught a few cherries. Next time one of you jerks strikes fires to you, get the butt of this Thompson.
Captain McDougal, sir?
That's right.
Would you get in, sir? The colonel wants to see you.
Like this?
Ours not the reason why.
Taylor, take over.
The Navy J-boat will take you behind the German lines. From there, you'll be smuggled inside the occupied city of Rome, so you can radio back information.
Look, Colonel, this is some sort of practical joke, isn't it? I mean, can you imagine me as a spy?
What's the matter? You like it better out there in the mud?
Well, no, but it's the only war I know how to fight. You've got the wrong Mata Hari. Who thought up this insane idea?
The general. You see, the general's getting tired of these cloak and dagger boys. Every time he sends one of them inside of Rome, they seem to lose interest in the war. What he wants is a hard-nosed combat officer. We need someone who can get some action out of these Italians.
In that case, you ought to send in a girl, sir. Why me?
Well, first, you're an expert on demolition. We'll need one to warn us if the Germans are planning to mine the approaches to Rome in violation of the Open City Agreement. And second, what's that nickname that the men in your outfit have for you?
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, come now. Come on, Captain. At least you've heard it.
Yes, sir. Benny the Snatch.
Well, it's because of this knack I seem to have for
Persuading German soldiers to enjoy our hospitality.
That's not such a bad nickname. Someday I'll tell you mine.
I know yours, sir.
Well, now, when the Germans pull out of Rome, they'll take hostages. So we'd like to snatch one of their high-ranking officers so we can arrange an exchange.
Well, in an occupied city, that isn't going to be so easy to pull off.
You'll have full cooperation of the Italian underground movement.
From what I've heard, Colonel, the Italian underground couldn't fight its way out of a hot pizza.
All right, you teach him how.
I can't even speak the language.
See here, Captain. The general himself selected you for this assignment. Your orders are already cut. Only be a matter of days. We'll be advancing into the city almost immediately. As far as the language is concerned, the OSS has supplied Sergeant Angelico here as your radio operator. He speaks it like a native.
You ever been in Rome, Sergeant?
No, sir. But my father was born there, sir.
I wish I was going in with him.
Well, so do I, sir. But my mother wouldn't let him.
Colonel, are you sure the general knows what he's doing?
No. But if you like, I'll ask him.
No, thanks, sir. The OSS hit on a means of disguising me perfectly. But getting rid of that mud was like losing an old friend. Some of it must have been quicksand. Sergeant! Sergeant! The final disguise was so clever, I didn't even recognize myself. I looked like something out of the Ten Commandments. But not enough. 24:50 hours, 31 March, J-Boat 401 launched us toward a beach behind the enemy lines, where I felt I might have to win the war single-handed. Which at that time I was firmly convinced I could do. This confidence was not shared by everyone. Somewhere in that beach was an armed band of tough partisans of the Italian resistance forces, waiting to lead us into Rome. And also, presumably, the German army, waiting. Joe carried a secret radio cleverly hidden inside a suitcase. Under our robes, we both had automatics. We were ready for anything. By the time we cut through the barbed wire, it had just turned 0 hour. April 1, 1944. All Fool's Day.
Salta valiente a scrivere password.
San Giovanni in Laterano.
Where are the German sentries?
Not here now. Too much beach. It's freezing. We get the hell out, okay?
Fine.
You got chocolate, caramelle, American chocolate.
Where is the army of the resistance?
I call.